has been speaking at, I think, almost every event that I've hosted of these virtual summits, and it's because Octane is the leader in messenger marketing for e-commerce, specifically Shopify. And messenger marketing is crucial as a sales tool, as a retention tool. Here is Octi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Say hi everyone. Say Octi. Say hi to everyone.
Yeah. And so a little bit about Ben. If you've never seen him before, well, first of all, he's hilarious. He was the editor-in-chief at large at Mashable in the past. He was named Forbes 30 under 30. He has recently launched Octane.AI with partners. The company is growing like mad. They also recently, not just messenger marketing, they have moved into SMS as well. And he will be able to talk about Messenger and abandoned cart through Messenger and how it all relates to the rest of your tool stack. Also, I highly recommend his book, Captivology, which I have on my shelf, and I've given away like a half dozen copies of this book. Mind-blowing stuff on how to create kind of virality in your writing style and what's innate in human behavior, the kind of stuff I nerd out about. Ben, I'll let you take it away. Tell us about messenger marketing.
Awesome. And as you all have questions, post in the chat. My director of marketing, Taryn, is here as well to give some thoughts and feedback as well. But I'm going to start sharing my screen. I'm going to do this a little differently than some others because I'm going to actually go into the back end and show you some of the pieces of Octane.AI as we think about how to build your messenger marketing service. So allow me to click the share the screen button and it will all begin and have all the magic. Here we go. Ready, set, share. Can you all see my screen?
I see it.
Awesome. So hello, everybody. My name is Ben. I'm the president and co-founder of Octane.AI. Thank you so much for the lovely, wonderful introduction. I'm going to quickly introduce myself and our company, and then I'm going to go into the agenda for this discussion, which is going to really focus on customer retention. And so I've done a previous talk on building your subscriber base. If you're super interested in that, you can actually, there'll be a new post on Monday just about that, and there's a video just about building your subscriber base. This is about how you drive retention and some beginner tactics, intermediate tactics, and advanced tactics. So you want to really get into the meat, this is what we're going to be doing. So hello, everybody. I'm Ben. My original claim to fame is that I was the co-editor and editor-at-large of Mashable, as you can see right there. I was co-editor of the West Coast. I ran the West Coast team, wrote 2,446 articles in my 3.5 years at Mashable before eventually leaving and doing everything from starting a venture fund to writing my own book called Captivology on the science and psychology of attention and why we pay attention to certain people, products, companies, and ideas. When touring and speaking, thank you, Derek, for promoting the book. And then most recently, co-founding Octane.AI with my other two co-founders, Matt Schlicht, our CEO, my best friend of a decade, and Leif K. Brooks, our friend for over 10 years and the founder of Omegle. And so Octane.AI, just super short, we unlock messaging for all merchants. And so think what you might use Klaviyo or Omnisend or another email platform for email, but built for messaging, Messenger and SMS specifically for today. And being able to not just reach these customers, but really have that back and forth interactive conversation that you can only do on messaging. And the reason you do this is super straightforward because this is where your customers are. We work with over 1,000 brands, almost all of them e-commerce, everything from fast growing ones like Somersault to Fortune 500s like GoPro, as well as top music artists and even ones that are not as much e-commerce like Royal Caribbean. So a really wide variety of customers, and we drive somewhere between 5 and even over 30% of the revenue for some of these brands through our messenger marketing solutions. So that's kind of the short on us. One thing we're definitely really well known for is our integrations. We integrate with Klaviyo, Justuno, Smile, Gorgeous, Recharge, Privy, Reamaze, and so new ones we're announcing super soon. So stay tuned for those. We just do a ton on that front. So that's kind of the super short on all of that. We also work with a ton of agencies. If you see your agency on here, you definitely you should talk to them about us. If you don't work with, if you're an agency and you haven't worked with us yet, send me an email, business@octane.ai.com. All right, and you can get all these slides that you're going to see today at join.octane.ai.com/slides. I think Taryn, our director of marketing, will post a link in there if you want to get these slides or you want to talk more. Okay, done with all that fun stuff. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to give you the idea on the Messenger funnel, and of course, why Messenger is important in the first place. And then I want to go into beginner, intermediate, and advanced tactics. The beginner tactics are things like broadcasts and flows, being able to send the broadcast some tips on what to do. Intermediate, convos. So I want to show you what you can do with convos and creating conversational content. And then advanced, and this is specifically conversational ads and what you can do to use that to grow and retain your customers. So let's dive right in. So some of you may be familiar already and believe in Messenger. For those who are not as familiar, I'm going to do a super quick piece on Messenger and why it's important. Feel free, if you already know it, we're going to get through it very quickly. So Messenger, why Messenger? Simple. This is where your customers are. This is the number one use of time on a smartphone. Email is great and email is important, but it is not the number one use of time on a smartphone. 4 billion people use messaging around the world. 53% of people want to message with their favorite brands, and 1.5 billion people use Facebook Messenger alone. So if you're not connecting with your customers over messaging, whether it's Facebook Messenger or SMS, you are just leaving giant piles of money on the table. And we don't want to do that. You need to connect with your customers where they are. This is why Messenger and messaging is important. And it's also important because you can do something different with Messenger than you can do with anything else. Have that two-way conversation with somebody. When you message someone, people message you back. And the result of that is that you get the back and forth conversation. You learn more about the customer. You can segment based on that information. You can do a ton more with messaging than you can with other channels because there's so much back and forth. It opens up new possibilities and new revenue opportunities and new retention opportunities because you really want to build that one-on-one relationship with your customer, and messaging is really the way to do it. And so there's just so much you can do with messaging and Messenger in general: generate leads, recommend products, conversational quizzes, run ads, automations that drive retention and the customer journey, analytics, collecting key information. And part of the reason why it all works so well is because just people click on messages. The open rates on email, if you're getting it, I had this amazing slide that I'm going to have to include sometime from a customer of ours, from Mommy Makeup and Jeremy Roberts. If you're there, hello. If you're not, I miss you. Where we talk about the email open rates. You're a master if you're at a 15% open rate, for example. Messenger open rates can be 80% or higher, with 40% higher click-through rates, which just means 100,000 Messenger subscribers and 100,000 email subscribers. The Messenger subscribers are just more valuable. The SMS subscribers are just more valuable. And you could drive really crazy ROI with those Messenger subscribers. And that's a big piece of why that relationship deepens, because people open it. This is a thing that they use. Messenger is unique where people don't feel like it's intrusive because it's different than, say, even SMS in some ways. We've kind of found that people are kind of expecting messages from brands. They've gotten used to it. It is their universe inbox. They are opting in for messages. It's a real opportunity to build a deeper relationship. So this is just one example of a brand that we've worked with that has done really well building that relationship. Loot Crate. If you're a gamer, you definitely know Loot Crate. They've driven a 10% increase in average order value, a huge return on investment by using Messenger as a new and additional channel to all of their marketing overall. Now, I promised you a funnel, and I will not disappoint. This is the Messenger customer journey funnel. And so you want to build that continued one-on-one relationship. And so the very beginning, of course, is that awareness of brand. You're probably doing that by doing ads, by doing PR, by doing things like that. And then once they're aware, messaging is how you build the relationship deeper down that funnel. Learn more about the brand through conversational quizzes, which you can build by the welcome series that you build, getting people to opt in for something, giving them the ability to browse and view products using Messenger and continuing that relationship, showing even deeper interest. And so you can actually find out if people are more interested in a product, if they're ready to buy using Messenger. You can check out you can see if they're starting the checkout. And of course, if they don't finish the checkout, send them an abandoned cart message in addition to or instead of an abandoned cart email. We'll talk a little bit about that series and what you should do in a moment. After they complete the purchase, the series afterwards to nurture and retain them and re-engage them, shipping, receipts, other kinds of notifications, upsell, cross-sell, product recommendations based on their past purchase history. And then loyalty, offering your most loyal customers exclusive discounts, providing the people who are opted in for your messenger list exclusive campaigns, exclusive products. This is the conversational journey that you want to build. And so we're going to really talk about that funnel, the going from that journey to the funnel, and like how you like build that deeper relationship throughout. But I want you to remember this funnel as we're going through all the specific tactics for building the relationship and for like building the loyalty. Cool? Awesome. Let's go to the beginner side, broadcasts and flows. So you started on Messenger, maybe you've got some subscribers. Even if you have subscribers on another platform, you can always export them to any other platform you want. Those subscribers are yours. Now, when you first are starting to build everything up, we really recommend, and I really recommend, you focus on broadcasts and flows. Getting make the initial money and build the initial relationship by making sure you have automations that work out really well. So let's talk about these. One is activating customers with a broadcast message. Pretty straightforward. You're able to create these kinds of like quick messages that will drive open and engagement rates and drive people to purchase, drive people for a specific campaign. Recommendations, we really recommend at the very minimum every holiday that you really do drive a message. I recommend twice a month for sure. You're not going to get very much blowback, and you're going to get a lot more gain by having a regular cadence, like twice a month at the minimum, just like messaging those customers about your new campaigns, your new discounts, and especially as an example, the two big ones coming up that you should really be doing right now is Father's Day and July 4th. So you should be building these things now. It's quick, short messages. It doesn't take you a ton of time, but it can drive a ton of value. And you need to be building this messenger list now, because when the Black Friday, Cyber Monday come around, you want to have your messenger list ready to go so that you can activate tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to go buy and purchase. We've seen broadcasts drive tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue when done correctly. One way in which you could use this is to ask questions and collect user-generated content. This is something that you can do with Messenger that you just can't do with other platforms, because you could ask people, for example, to submit photos. This is especially great if you're a bigger brand and you have people wearing your clothing, you have people wearing your product, have them submit photos. You could use Messenger to do that. You could accept photo, video, text, audio, all sorts of information. This is an example from Rick Ross, who asked for photos from his fans in a broadcast, and thousands of fans sent it all over. All sorts of different kinds of things. And I will give you some tips on broadcasts. So, and we'll show you a little bit in a second. But one other key thing that you can do with Messenger and broadcasts is to really target those messages. So you can target based on purchase history, Facebook custom audience, location, gender, information that you collect from Facebook, information that you collect from your customers, information that you collect during conversation. And so I would recommend, for example, don't send one giant broadcast to everyone about your women's apparel and your men's apparel. Separate them to two broadcasts, one for the men, one for the women. You will already have a much better ROI. Or before you start sending messages, ask them a key question in your welcome series. So I always recommend asking a few key questions in your welcome series. As an example, are you buying for yourself or for your friend? That will change the way in which you would want to message everything to them. And you can collect that information in your initial welcome series and use that to drive a lot of awesome and interesting personalization. Now, that was the broadcast piece. I want to actually show you in here in the back end of Octane.AI to show you just a little bit of like what you could be doing with broadcasts. So you could create any kind of broadcast super simply and by just writing out a piece. Now, the tips I would have for you on great broadcasts from all the broadcasts that I've listened to. 1, short and sweet is best. 2 is imagery is great. 3 is emojis, always emojis. GIFs work even better. And then really clear call to action. So for example, let's pretend that I have a soap brand. Why? I don't know. Hey, let's pretend it's a yoga brand. This is a fake yoga store of ours. Hey, it's July 4th. Thanks for being such a loyal customer. I can personalize this by adding emojis, heart, or I can first name. Thanks for being such a loyal customer. Want to see our July 4th deal? Or I can be like, limited time only, just for you, our 4th of July 10% off special. I can then add a link if I want to the site. Click link to a website. I could be like, buy now. A very action-oriented verb works really well. I could type something like, here's the website, stores.com/offer, whatever it is, right? And I can track all the people who are clicking. I can track all sorts of different things. I could even, if I wanted to, embed products directly in from my store. So see here, it's pulling products directly from my store. In this case, it's a Shopify store. So I could pull in like, that looks like red. That's like a lot of colors. And so you could also embed products directly in. Recommendations, short and sweet, add images, add emojis. You will be in great shape. All right. The second piece of this whole thing in the beginner side is creating flows. So you want to set up flows. And so there's a bunch of default flows that you can just set up, super easy. And then there's some more advanced flows. But if you're familiar with Klaviyo, or you're familiar with any email platform, you're familiar with Bronto or even MailChimp, you're going to be familiar with these flows. They'll be super easy to set up. And so like a couple flows that you really want to do as examples, welcome series. You want to have like a couple messages in your welcome series. I highly recommend focusing them around asking some key questions so that they like give you more information. Are they buying for a friend? What kind of thing are they really into? Whatever key question is really important to you, use that first message in your welcome series to really drive that home. Cart abandonment. This one you probably already know if you haven't. Messenger cart abandonment just works really, really, really well. 1 out of 9 of these messages converts into a sale, but you can do more advanced things than just offering a product and just turning it on. Customize the message, give it some flair of your own flair. I'm going to even show you an example. This is one of our customers, Boxu. They do awesome subscription boxes for Japanese food, snacks, and candies. If you're into that, totally get it. It's super tasty. I think I even have some somewhere around here on my table. Now, you can kind of see how the slight personalization drives an increase in clicks. Did you forget something tasty in your cart? And seeing like that imagery and seeing like the offer in like the discount offer. Now you may also notice that they have reviews in theirs. This is through an integration that we have with Yotpo and coming soon for other review platforms. If you're using say Stamped or Okendo, come message us. But in this kind of thing, what they're finding out is like, by adding the reviews, people are more likely to convert because they get to read the reviews, they see the top reviews, it drives them to make the purchase. And you can see in this example, people are clicking on the reviews and reading other top reviews and making themselves more comfortable with the purchase. Part of that nurturing journey, part of that retention journey, like, showing them social proofing in that abandoned cart message. And these things really do drive just like a ton in sales. So this is an example from one of our customers, Feed Socks. They drove 5x more abandoned cart revenue using Messenger when they added it. It only took them 2 weeks to get their return on investment with a huge ROI. This is not a typical ROI. They did a whole ton of things to like make it really interesting. You could see they had like a good welcome series of like, claim your discount, like, if you follow us, we'll give you even more of a discount, like really personalized kind of language that worked out really well for them. Browse abandonment, new thing. So not just getting people when they abandon the cart, but when they browse abandon. So they come to the page, they drop off, show them a top list of the items, including an item or two that they saw. This happens automatically. Provide your own little bit of extra flair in it, whether it's an image, whether it is just a little emoji, something else that will drive a lot of sales. All you need to do is turn it on. This is not a super advanced tactic. Just turn it on. Re-engagement, if they haven't made a purchase in the last 3 months, just turn it on. Just like have people like send a message. The whole thing is just this personalized copy. Emojis, GIFs really work well. Short and sweet messaging works remarkably, remarkably well. And then, of course, delight them after the purchase if you want to retain them. Receipts and shipping alerts are the two of the most popular kinds of messages that people receive when they're two of the most popular messages. So you really want to drive more people with this and like drive more personal engagement. and drive retention with your loyalty program. Last piece before I go to the next section. You want to drive more retention with your loyalty program, drive more customer referrals using Messenger. This is an example from an integration we have with Smile.io where it sees if you're super happy. If you're not, you can go and take care of that problem. If they're super happy after 14 days, it'll automatically recommend they share with their friends, which drives more loyalty, which drives new customers. It's all like one large cycle. And all of this is just automatic. You just have to turn it on and personalize. And so the lesson here, send broadcasts, turn on flows, personalize, use those emojis, use the things that make messaging. And I have already shown you the live demo, but I will also show you very quickly how easy it is to turn on a flow. Because if I go here and I want to send a broadcast, I can go to campaigns, I can go to broadcast, I can go to flows, and I can see right here, here's my flows. I can turn them on. I can see whatever time period. All I have to do is click in to go and edit them if I want to, and add some kind of flair of mine. Add a time frame, change it so like don't leave this behind, or like if you had a yoga pun or if you had a pun, I would use that at this point. I could add the emoji right here if I wanted to, like that. Those things will all work really well. Super easy to set up. I just have to go into the back end and like connect the thing and it'll work. And I can also just go on home and I can scroll down and I can see the flows that I have on and the flows that I have off. And I can turn these on and off. And if I want to create a custom flow, I can just go click here. And all you need to really do is, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I can go and create any kind of anniversary or anything. We do also have templates. If you want to get a template, email us, business@Octane.AI.com. So I can go here, add filters, timing, location, gender, purchase history. I can then create the message and I can do all of those things. So super easy to create these kinds of flows, all of it. It is business@Octane.AI.com. I see your questions. I'm going to get to them closer to the end. I want to answer all of them. Intermediate, convos. I know I got to keep moving faster because I'm going to run out of time. So let's do it. Convos. Difference about Messenger and other platforms, you can have the back and forth conversation. These blue buttons are the quick replies. So you can have, these are the buttons that you can show your customers to give them choices to go back and forth with you. This is an example from Pure Cycles where they ask a couple different questions, go back and forth, and they use that to recommend products and that drives sales. And so you could use these convos to do anything from drive sales. And an example right here, Mommy Makeup, which I mentioned before, Jeremy Roberts, used a convo to recommend different, like get email addresses, recommend different steps in a journey for makeup, and got 70% of people to submit info, like a selfie and get a gift card. This flow works really well for them. They drive a ton of sales doing this. Highly recommend taking a look. You can also create automated FAQs. So if you have common questions or like a troubleshooting, you can go back and forth on that. GoPro does this with us, for example, where you could troubleshoot your cameras using Messenger as an example. And then you can connect these conversations that you have and put them in a Facebook Messenger chat embed, which we have seen drive a lot of sales when you have it on. And so you can just embed this. You don't have to you just turn it on and embeds into your store, and then you connect it to a conversation you've written. And so like one example is here, I'll actually maybe even show you. So you want to have a conversation where like you could recommend products, especially like on your homepage. So as an example, if you go to like miracle10.com, you can actually like see the conversational thread. They recommend products. I'll show it to you right now. Magical. And so I'm not going to go through the whole conversation because we don't have time, but you can see it like chat with my beauty advisor. Tons of people click this. Tons of people buy as a result of this. They ask questions like your age, your skin condition, and they use that information to retarget, and they recommend products, and they drive sales. Big wins all around. This is what you want to be doing with convos. And then one last piece is you can recommend conversations using the AI. And so if people type freeform, instead of clicking a button, you can actually send them messages anyway and send them messages about like order tracking or returns or recommend products. We've seen some people train their bot on how to tell people to like type in a product and I'll give you a recommendation, or type in something you want. And these Easter eggs drive a lot of sales, like double-digit increases in sales. More advanced tactic, totally recommended. Now, I know I've gone through a bunch here. I want to show you how you would write a convo, though, so that you get the idea of how to get started with it. And I apologize if I go over by a few minutes. I hope this information will be super helpful, though. So I can go into this conversational editor. This is called Convos, and I can write this conversation out. So let's say when I ask a question, maybe it's like, hey, thanks for joining our messenger list. Are you buying for yourself or for a friend? Super simple question. I can click here and I can be like, myself, click here and say a friend. Now the user has two different choices. I can even create different conversational threads for each. So for myself, I would click myself, new tangent, and be like, great, you deserve it. Here's something I'd recommend. And then I could embed a product if I wanted to. And I could track what people are buying. Or I could ask them another follow-up question. I could be tracking, and maybe I'll do it in here. So I can click on a friend. You see it's a different conversational thread. And then I can be like, of course, you're a good friend. What are you trying to get your friend? And so I could do different choices like clothes, mats, shoes, whatever it might be. But you can see how this goes down in a conversational thread. One other really cool feature, I can click here and I can create a new customer list based on the actions people take. So people can say, click on a friend, I can create the is buying for a friend. So now we create a new customer list. This will save everyone who clicks that button. I can target based on that. That list can actually sync directly with Klaviyo. That list can also automatically be turned into a Facebook custom audience for ad retargeting, which is also a big part of the customer retention journey that you want to be taking. So tons of opportunities with Convos. Once you master creating this conversational content, the sky is the limit. And if you want to have that deeper dive, just email us. We'll teach you how to do all the awesome stuff. Cool. Advanced tactics, and then I want to answer quick questions, and then we have some awesome people talking next. So now you've learned how to create these conversations. Now you've learned how to create flows and broadcasts. Now another key piece of this is to learn how to run conversational ads and Facebook Messenger ads. Why? Because it's an ad that can follow up with people. Super retention, magical powers. The ability to create an ad where instead of dropping into directly on the site, it drops into Messenger. That may seem counterintuitive. I should take them directly to the site, right? But when you take them into Messenger, now they're a subscriber. Now you can send them follow-up messages. You can send them conversation abandonment messages if they don't finish your conversational thread, like a recommendation of a product conversation. You can send them a browse abandonment message if they get to the site and they don't finish adding something to a cart. Cart abandonment messages, order, shipping, referral. This makes a customer go from maybe one purchase to 10 purchases, from a no purchase to one purchase, because it's an ad that can follow up. And it's really important to use these Facebook Messenger ads to get people into your funnel, because anyone who clicks becomes a subscriber, and to retarget so that you can bring them back in, or to retain them, recommend new products, announce new products. And then there's even a new ad type Facebook has that we support called sponsored messages that allows you to send messages to people based on Facebook custom audiences, where that's just crazy incredible if you think about the targeting that you can do with a custom audience. So just to give you a few examples and the power of this, you could create a product customizer using the Convos feature I just showed you, and create one of these conversations and drive people to go and purchase. Mad Sports Stuff did this with us. They drove a huge return on ad spend. This is not typical. I would say the average is somewhere between 2 and 6x ROAS, but we've seen people do a lot higher when they're super optimized. But you can really drive a lot more sales with Messenger ads if you do them right. And we do have a Messenger ads playbook. Taryn, maybe you can post that in the chat. If people want to get our Messenger ads playbook, our conversational ads playbook, we will share that link in the chat shortly. Product quiz, another example. So a product quiz is great for somebody who is earlier in the funnel and they don't know exactly what they want to get. It's different than a customizer, which is great for retention because people maybe saw, but you could say let me help you customize the product, all of that. Amazing, awesome. Tuft and Paw did this. They got a ton of subscribers doing it by like recommending products, getting information, collecting emails. Discount Unlock, very simple, core one, offering a discount if people maybe didn't finish, didn't come back, maybe it's been a while, you want to retain them, you special holiday, you want to have a special giveaway, you want to do the Discount Unlock campaign, offer them a discount. You know, they can click the button and the discount can be applied, or you can give them a code. We saw this with Beekeepers Naturals. If you've ever tried their throat spray, it's amazing. They did 2x better than their non-conversational ads, which was really amazing when we found that out. And then discount for email. One cool thing with Messenger and all of that is that you can collect email and phone number automatically. Basically what happens is when you ask for an email or phone number, it pre-populates it from their Facebook account in one of these blue quick reply buttons right here. And if they click it, then they've shared it with you. So all superpowers right there. And so one other thing I want to tell you about, one other secret feature, it's a more advanced feature. We won't have a ton of time to go through it all, but it is called comment capture. What it does is it allows you to create special types of Facebook posts where anyone who comments on those posts automatically receive a message from your bot, from your Facebook page, like so. And if they respond back, they become a subscriber. Cool thing here is you can actually turn these into ads. Do a boosted post. That will turn that if you do a boosted post, you have a high engaging post and boost it to a target audience and they all comment, they'll all get the message. You can drive them to a purchase. You can drive them to be a subscriber. You can drive them to a discount. Nurture them even more. Messenger is just a great nurturing and retention channel, both to get them to re-engage and to just get them to learn more about you. Not every message has to be, here's a discount. Some can be like, do you want to learn more about our mission? Like, let me tell you about like what we're doing. Or be like, I want to just learn more about you to personalize your experience on our store. All of that super powerful. Now, I'm going to show you very quickly. You can create these ads super easily. If I go back, magical. You can create these ads directly from a dashboard. Also, you can create these ads and edit them all in your ad manager, or your team can do it, or your agency can do it. And I can click here and I can create a new click to messenger ad super easily. I can add the ad type, same conversational interface you saw before for convos. I can add a post image or video, post text, and then the link headline, what you want them to like, what you want the link to say, a call to action, learn more, get now, donate, whatever you're trying to do, and then name the campaign and all the other stuff, the same normal stuff that you do with Facebook ads. Picking an ad set, picking a campaign that you have already, putting in your max and minimum bids, picking your target audience. So pick a lookalike audience that you have, make a new lookalike audience, try out different and A/B test it, and you will find some very fascinating results. And then, of course, if you want to accelerate the delivery, get it to people a lot faster, say it's a holiday, you can do that as well. You could preview that ad. It's super easy all to set up. And once you've set that up, it'll appear in your ad manager and you'll be able to do all of those things. So a couple of all those things. Now, before I continue to everything else, I want to answer a couple key questions. Did you see that Facebook messaging on customer questions on the site? Oh, yes, you can do it. We're doing more stuff to integrate with all the customer support platforms that you use so that you can get both the best worlds of sales on the chat and the customer support in the chat. We integrate with Gorgeous and others. We're going to be improving all those integrations. I think there's like a best of both worlds, but you do, I think, agree with Derek. You want to have a human in hand so you could go and answer questions. And so you can have a human go into your Facebook Messenger inbox, for example, or go through your Gorgeous to help answer questions and help connect with customers. The answer is you want to have both pieces to have like one unified experience. Now, another question, Messenger or SMS, the results, you want to have both. I don't think about it as either or. You need to do both. Some people open messages more than SMS. Some even email more. So you want to hit people in all three. Now, how you do that, one of our customers, what they do is they have them linked because we connect Messenger. We already have Messenger and SMS. And we link to Klaviyo. And so they do a series where the first abandoned cart message is from Octane.AI, from Messenger, within the first hour, followed by an email 4 hours later if they haven't bought yet, followed by an SMS about 24 hours later if they haven't bought after that. And so, of course, once they buy, those other ones won't activate, they're good. But see, it's a great kind of journey. One, because then messengers, like a messenger message is free in that first 24 hour, in that like initial period. And then you can send the email, and it's like a nice nudge. And for a lot of people, some people don't open email, they open messages, or vice versa. So you have like a pretty decent flow. And we've seen that work really well as something that you do. And so, yeah, you can do a lot of these things with SMS. You can't, of course, have a quick reply button that people can just click in order to like have that back and forth. But there is like the ability to create flows, like abandoned cart flows and things like that. Definitely message us if you're interested in that, if you want to chat more. We're working on some new stuff on that side. Okay, I've talked to a lot of things. I see Wild Derek has appeared. How was that?
I'm here to support you. We got just a minute or two left here.
All righty. So if anyone has other questions, I guess, do you have a question? But otherwise, I just want to note, you can get the slides here, join.octane.ai.com/slides. They will be up shortly if they're not already up. It looks like they're already up. Thank you, Taryn. You can get the ads playbook. We'll like teach you all the things, but this was a super quick overview. And then I don't know, like Derek, if you have other questions and all that, but I just wanted to get that
Facebook
overview.
Group link really quick.
Yes.
One slide back. All right, I'll copy that.
Join facebook.com/messenger masterclass. We have a group. It's now getting close to 1,000 of people who are just talking back and forth about ad types, about like how to build better copy, about how to build better messenger bots for e-commerce. If you really want to like learn, you want to like do more, you want to get feedback, definitely join the group.
/groups/messenger masterclass. That's
yes.
I got it here. Apologies. For everyone in chat. And
thank you.
If you sign up through the e-commerce tech partner link, you get 50% off your first 3 months of the pro plan. So if you're ready to move into messenger marketing, you already, I think, can see and believe the power behind this, the same way SMS, the same way mobile apps, the same way having real-time customer service and on-site chat can improve conversion rate. Messenger is a mandatory component of the marketing mix. And so if and when you're ready, as your store hits, because the only thing preventing this is time and money and kind of the scale of your store, right? So if you're really small scale, 5,000, 10,000 a month, maybe you need to put out other fires first. Once those fires are put out, figure out how to incorporate Messenger into the mix. The sooner the better, because it can be an initial growth strategy. You can start there from day one. It doesn't have to be a day 100, day 1,000 strategy. Start with the simple
stuff. You nailed it on the head. You just said everything.
Yeah. Well, I've been loving Messenger for 2.5, 3 years, and I've seen the power of it. When I at my agency, we did this through a shoe brand. We did a giveaway of products. It's shoes. So we did men's, women's, English, and then in Italian, because that's their native location. And we were able to just grow those subscriber lists massively. We got super great engagement, repeat purchases. It was all the things that you dream about. So I know it works. Awesome. Ben, Octi, thanks so much for joining us. As always, it was just knowledge bombs. My brain's starting to hurt. We are going to go right into the next talk with Kara Wood from ShopPad. Thanks again, Ben.